What's up guys, Charles from TreeTanksDev. Welcome to a new video, and today we're taking a look at a new lens, the Canon RF 16F2.8, which is so cheap and it's so good. In fact, I'm filming on it right now in faithful color profile, 1080p 60 frames per second, 300 bucks. This is definitely the lens I've been always waiting for, a cheap wide aperture, wide angle, full frame lens, and only costing 300 bucks. So we're gonna take it out and I'm gonna show you some sample videos and photos. And so far I've been using it and it's really good. It's really silent in its autofocusing and it's really fast as well, so long as you're not shooting in 4K video, because we all know that 4K video does not have dual pixel autofocus, so that's really slow in 4K. I already tested it out. Alright, so who is this lens for? Definitely be the property agents who do a lot of interior photography of like houses and rooms and stuff. Next would be the vloggers, perfect for vloggers, especially if you're using a light camera like the Canon EOS RP like I'm using right now. Next would be the cityscape and the landscape photographers, really nice wide angle, and also the astro photographers. So this lens is really perfect. Even macro is pretty good. You can get up really close. I'm going to show you some macro photographs really close to an object. I believe it's a maximum distance of about 0.51 inches, which is really close. So you can even use it for macro. And of course, YouTubers, this is perfect for me, especially for fat people like me. Having a wide angle lens doesn't make me look so fat. It actually makes me look a lot slimmer. So I'm really happy using a wide angle lens like this. So the only photographers which I think won't find this lens useful will be the portrait photographers, because portrait we normally use like 60 mils to 85 mils and maybe 100 mils. And of course the sports photographers will use the 100 to 150 to 200 millimeters, and of course the wildlife photographers and stuff. So yeah, basically that's the people that would absolutely love this lens as much as I do. So 300 bucks guys for this Canon RF. So far it's been really good, but take a look for yourself right after this. Alright guys, so right now I'm outside. You can see I am on top of my building on the 50th floor of where I live, and this is shooting at 1/3200 at f5.6 1080p 60 frames per second, and I'm using the faithful color profile with my hand extended all the way out, and really 16 millimeters on this full frame Canon camera is really just, it's just nice basically for vlogging like this. I do have the Canon RF 24 to 105 millimeters f4, but that is too heavy to do vlogging. 16 millimeters, you can see a lot of the background, really nice, and then you can see my face. And all you got to do is get, you know, especially in this kind of windy area, you just need to get a microphone with a dead cat like I'm using right now. And yeah, pretty simple, cheap setup. Like I mentioned, the Canon RF 16F2.8 only comes in at 350 US dollars, or in Singapore, I bought it for about 479 bucks, brand new, wide aperture and also wide field of view. So really worth it. And the autofocusing, I'm going to show you on screen right now. Autofocusing and even macro shots is really fast if you're using camera mode or HD video. If you, of course, use the rubbish 4K video on this camera, which has no dual pixel autofocus, then yeah, it's really terrible. But for 4K video on this lens, there is like a 1.5 times crop factor. If you're not going to be moving too much, you're just going to use it for like filming your YouTube videos, or maybe doing landscape photography, landscape videos, something which doesn't require the use of a lot of autofocus, then 4K video is actually pretty alright on this Canon EOS RP. But yeah, how does this look? 16 millimeters, and of course later on I'll test out the 4K video. Like I said, I'm shooting an f5.6 right now because it's midday and it's really bright. And I don't have an ND filter, so I just bumped the shutter speed all the way up to 3200. You can see the beautiful background. I didn't want to shoot at f2.8 to show you the amount of bokeh that we can get, but I guess showing you the background is, you know, basically more important at this moment. Okay, so this is 4K video, 4K 24 frames per second. You can see a lot of crop. So yeah, it's basically using like a 30 mil or something like that, or maybe a 25 mil. So not a lot of background. But yeah, the autofocusing is also pretty bad. Yeah, just showing you what handheld 4K video looks like on the RP. Okay, so we're back in 1080p 60 frames per second. That's why it looks so brilliant right now. And I'm shooting at 1/4000 shutter speed because I'm going to walk out into the sun f2.8 just to show you how much or how beautiful that bokeh is on this extremely cheap Canon RF lens. I think this is the cheapest lens, so I'm going to walk out into the sunlight right now. Hand extended all the way out. How does it look? Am I overexposed? I do apologize if I'm overexposed. Like I said, I don't have an ND filter because I just got this lens. So I just wanted to show you the tracking and the bokeh, or however you pronounce it, the shallow depth of field basically, the autofocus, and the tracking. Is it any good? But really, honestly, really fast, really nice to use, and suddenly I feel like using the Canon EOS RP again because, you know, the RP is an all-right camera basically. It's a cheap entry-level, cheapest entry-level. So yeah, I use it once in a while because I do have better cameras. But now that I have this 16 f2.8 and knowing how good it is, yeah, I practically love it. And I feel like using the RP even more so that I can use this 16 f2.8 lens. So from the shadows walking into the sunlight again. And how does it look? Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video from the 50th floor of my house here in Singapore. Really windy. So hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification button, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.